Hello, friends. Today, I'd like to give you some very deep insight about pool funding. Let me share my screen. Let's take a look at this chart here. Share of global wealth, 2010 to 2015. What you'll notice is the blue line represents the richest 1%, and the green line, the other 99%. So you can see here, about 2015, it got to the point where the richest 1% had as much wealth as the other 99% combined. So what does that mean exactly? Well, that means that if you take all the money in the world, take all the wealth in the world, you put it in a big pot. Now you take 99% of all of that and give it to the 1%. That means that the remaining 99% of the people only have 1% of all the money, of all the wealth, in order to operate in the economies around the world and globally. In a way, it seems unfair. Well, it's actually gotten worse. Let's look at this article published in January of last year, 2023. It says here, richest 1% bag nearly twice as much wealth as the rest of the world put together over the last 2 years. And then it goes on and on with what it believes is the solution to the problem, which I don't necessarily agree with the article on the solution, but we can certainly agree on the problem. So humanity is facing a real challenge right now. Humanity is been given a situation much like the allegory of long spoons. Okay. You see in the bottom down here, you have a world full of scarcity, lack, want, and misery. Everyone has these long spoons. They're so long that they're unable to feed themselves very well. They end up fighting, and they're not able to take care of themselves, and so they end up in conflict. Okay. Now, you take a look at the solution above here. Same people, same spoons, but they've learned to feed each other. And that became the solution to bring about prosperity and abundance. Okay. So likewise, pool funding comes from a higher perspective. Okay. Let me share with you the way that this has come to me. Now, I have actually been aware of this problem, that the lack of wealth circulating among the 99%. I've known about that since 2016, and for many, many years now, I've been pondering prayerfully what could be the solution, and I believe that pool funding represents that solution. And I would say that the solution is divine. And if you look at it from the highest principles possible, let me show you how I see that. Okay. Pool funding from a divine perspective. It's all about love, gratitude, and unity. You see our three circles here. Let's say that the market represents love. Let's say the pool represents gratitude. And let's say the team building that we're doing represents unity. When you make a payment to the pool, you are showing gratitude by your contribution. And you should be grateful for every payment back to you, regardless if it comes from your referrals, the pool, or from the guarantee. Meanwhile, you should be building a team and also supporting the team build with the intent to create unity. All our efforts will fall short shuffling around the funds from our own pockets around the pool funding community. Just not enough. Love is always the answer. And we are counting on the love showering down upon us all from the market to fill in the gaps through the guarantee fund. We are showing our love back to our community every time we purchase our pool funding coins in the market. Let the divine principles of love, gratitude, and unity guide us on our journey towards the destiny of funding the world with money that never has to be paid back. Okay? This is the way I see it, and I hope that each of you will join me in looking at it this way, that instead of being full of expectation or getting overwhelmed with greed, that we actually look at this from a place where we're grateful for what we have and what we get and what we receive, that we actually look for opportunities to show gratitude, that we look at opportunities to bind with each other and get closer to each other, that humanity can come together, and that together we can make all of this work. There's so much money up in that market. What we've seen is the money for decades has been going upward towards the market, towards institutions, towards government, and then not much is coming back down. And that you have to have great skill, but now with artificial intelligence and robotics and all these things that are here today and only going to become more part of this world, it's going to be more difficult for people to get jobs, keep jobs. There's got to be a way for humanity to fund itself, its existence ongoing, going forward, so that we don't end up in some dystopian future where everybody is really miserable. And I believe pool funding offers that kind of a solution, that we can look at the market as a resource, and we can use the velocity of money happening inside of our pool as a way to generate the power to pump money from the market into the hands of those that are qualified within our community. Getting qualified is not hard. You just need to have, 2 people minimum. Only 2 people is all it takes to get qualified. And if you make that happen, you're building our community. We're growing by exponential numbers, and we're just going to get stronger and stronger as we move forward. Please join me in looking at pool funding from this much higher perspective, and let's look at things through the lenses of love, gratitude, and unity. Thank you for tuning in. More videos like this coming up soon. Bye for now.